Hello there. My name again is Eddie Smith. I'm in Houston, Texas, and that website is eddieandalice.com. We don't stick the last name in there because it's too complicated, but the name is Smith. eddieandalice.com is our family site, and then I'll probably give you some more sites before we finish. I encourage you to get a pencil and paper because we're going to talk for a few minutes now about how you can write your book and how you can get it published. And if you have some questions while I'm teaching, if you'll just drop them in that chat box, I'll try to answer them at some point. I don't have an outline. I'm just going to talk from the top of my head. And I began publishing and writing in 1960, so that was what, 52 years ago. And so in 52 years you have more than you need to know, and an outline would do me no good at all. So I want to talk to you about how to write a book and get it published. And let me just chat randomly and again hopefully hit some high points and things that will interest you. And again, if I miss it, put it in the chat box and we'll get to it. A lot of people, when they come to my writing seminars, they ask me about a book they intend to write, and I discover two types of people that need a little correction. One is the person who has a topic that's too small for a book. In other words, the topic they have is small, is about the size for an article, maybe one chapter in a book, but it's not encompassing enough to make a whole book. And then some people come to me and their idea is so huge, it's probably a series of books, not just one book. So it's important that you understand when you're thinking of your topic, your subject, that you consider whether or not it deserves a full-length book or whether it could be a booklet or a chapter or an article. And let me just say this, that when people think about writing books, sometimes they jump to the book writing and they overlook booklets and articles. Let me just talk about them for a second. If you are a writer, as I am, you write every day and you look for ways to write. And many times when people are thinking about their writing, they're only focusing on the possibility of a book project. But the truth is, there's a lot of income to be made from other things like copywriting. Now that's C-O-P-Y, copy, writing, W-R-I-T-I-N-G. So we're not talking about the copyright like so people can't copy your work. We're talking about writing copy. Copywriting. A copywriter is a person who writes copy for advertisements. My daughter, I think, was 17 or 18, and she asked me one time, Dad, how could she make some money? And I said, why don't you offer some copywriting services? And she said, what do you mean? And I said, well, you're a great writer. Why don't you just mention that to some businesses around and tell them you'll be glad to write copy for their advertisements? And she came back a little while later and she said, Dad, the lady that does my hair at the beauty salon, she wants me to write the copy for her next flyer. What should I charge her? I said, charge her $75. And she was ecstatic when she found out she could get paid $75 for writing one page of information. So copywriting is a good place to start, and every business needs copywriting. Now, not every business owner can write copy. Sometimes they're too busy to do it. Other times it's just not their skill. They don't have a clue. And if you're interested in knowing more about that kind of thing, I have a little webinar course called Persuasive Writing, How to Move People with the Power of Words. And so that's what copywriting is. It's selling with copy. You know, the world was shaped not with wars, but with words. If you think about it, Hitler didn't do what he did in the world because of the war. The war followed the words. He used words, and so words have been the most powerful things. One day I was complaining to God. I'm a Christian writer, and I was complaining to God about people that sell dirt for a living. There's a guy down the street from me that sells dirt and sand and rocks and gravel, and I thought to myself, my goodness, he sells dirt and sand and rocks and gravel, and they are everywhere. That doesn't even seem fair. And then I remembered, well, some people sell water, and billions of dollars a year are made by people who sell water in bottles, and 2/3 of the earth is covered with water. I said, God, that's not... Well, wait a minute. There's the guy at the service station at the corner. He's selling air for 25 cents a pop. You can get air to put in your tires, and the whole earth is covered with air. And God said, Eddie, you sell ideas. And that's remarkable, isn't it? We sell ideas, intellectual property. So don't underestimate the power of what you can do. Or as I say, don't take your book to heaven. Leave it here for people to read. So let's talk then a little bit about that. When you have an idea, consider whether it should be an article or a booklet or a book. Why an article? Well, you may not know it, but when I write a full-length article, I usually get $400 or $500 for writing that article, and that's usually a full-length article to be 1,200 words, which is about 3.5 to 4 pages, double-spaced. And so articles are quite easy to write if you like to write, and you can use the technique I'm going to share with you in a minute. That to write articles, you just simplify it, dumb it down a little bit, and it works perfectly for articles or for speeches or for any other writing job that you have, actually. So don't overlook articles. For instance, you take a word like compassion. You can write an article about compassion and sell it to Reader's Digest. You can write the same article, reword it, and talk about it from a feminine perspective about compassionate womanhood and sell it to a women's magazine. You can take the same article, the same research, the same idea, and write about it from a teenage standpoint and sell it to a teenage magazine. Are you getting the point? You can sell it to a men's magazine, you can sell it to a children's magazine, and you make $300 or $400 or $500 every time you sell it. So get yourself a copy of the Writer's Guide. You can find it on Amazon.com. And in there, you'll find hundreds of magazines that are looking for articles, magazine articles. Magazine editors, they make their living by producing magazines that people want to read, and so they're forever looking for good articles. So you'll find in there not only the name of the magazine, but the name of the editor. You'll find out what they pay for an article, where to send the article, and the kinds of articles that they're looking for. In fact, I just imagine that if you went, this is a guess, okay, but if you went to peoplemagazine.com, you probably will find a tab on there somewhere for writing articles, submitting material, and so forth. And if you click on it, you might find all the information about that magazine that I'm suggesting now. So don't underestimate the power of articles. And there's a lot of other ways to use articles, but that's just one. Booklets. Alice and I, my wife and I, write books. We have about 17 books right now that are in our online bookstore. And then I do ghostwriting. I write books for other people. That's what that means. And so I will tell you this, that booklets are a powerful way to get a message out. People buy booklets when they won't buy books. Some people are just too busy to read books. And a booklet is something that you can read in 15 or 20 minutes. 24 pages, 36 pages. But just think, a 36-page booklet, we sell our 36-page booklets for $5, and they cost us about $1.50 to produce. So we make $3.50 for every booklet that we sell. So don't underestimate what you can earn with a booklet. You write 3 booklets, that may be 3 chapters, or maybe 3.5 or 4 chapters of the book you're writing. Just pre-print it, pre-publish it in booklet form, the first 3 sections, and right there at $5 a piece, you're getting $15. Sell it for 3 booklets for $12, and your profit will amaze you. You'll make more money with those 3 booklets than you will make selling the entire book, likely. So don't underestimate the power of booklets. And a booklet is simply a folded page. You just take the folded pages like this piece of paper here, and then get a cardstock cover, full color printed at Kinko's or someplace like that, and have it saddle stitched, and then they will trim the edge of it, the leading edge of it, with an electric trimmer, and now you've got your booklets ready to sell. So don't underestimate the power of writing booklets. So those are 3 ways that you can make money immediately with your writing: doing copywriting for businesses, writing articles, and writing booklets. But let's talk about a book. I told you when I promoted this little presentation that I would answer 3 questions. Number 1, why I never write a book until I sell it. It sounds kind of silly, but it's true in a sense, because it would be silly of me to write a book for which there's no purchaser. You see, sales is like me coming to you with this TV remote and saying, I've got this wonderful remote, I'm willing to sell it to you for $7.95, would you like to have one? That's sales. It's taking a product and finding a purchaser. But that's not marketing. Marketing is looking for a need, creating a product for that need. So if there is no need, you don't create the product. So in marketing, you begin with an idea, you look for a place that needs it, you determine the level of the need before you ever create the product. So in terms of book writing, it's important to me that I write a book that is in demand. Now here are a couple of things. I go into a lot more detail in my webinars, but here's a couple of things to keep in mind. First of all, people as a rule buy by emotion and justify it intellectually later. A woman goes and buys a beautiful dress, then on the way home she's thinking to herself, I'll tell my husband that I needed this because my other dress that's similar to this, I've outgrown it, it's too old, it's getting a little tattered, and I needed to replace. She's justifying it intellectually, she bought it emotionally. And a man does the same things, you know. He gets the golf clubs, and on the way home he's thinking, okay, now she's going to ask me, why did I get a set of golf clubs when I've got a set of golf clubs in the garage already? And so now he's intellectualizing how he's going to explain that to her. So people do what they do emotionally, and they do what they do to avoid pain or to gain pleasure. So keeping all that in mind, it's important that you know, this may be shocking, people don't buy books they need, they buy books they want. So the reason I think it's important is because most of us who write books, we write books to fill a need. We really do feel like people need to know this topic. And so we want to write a book about it. Well, it's important for us to know that people don't buy what they need. They buy what they want. So here's the secret. The secret is to find out what they want and meet their need in the process. Sneak the solution to their need in the product that they want.